Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Last videos have been on my Glock 30 45 ACP project I've been working on. And the last video I posted, I did finish reassembling it after doing all the polish work. I have not had a chance to get to the range yet. I'm hoping to do that here in the next few days, but I wanted to get a new video out this weekend. So here we are with the introduction of the next firearm I'm going to be doing some work on. This video, staying in theme caliber-wise, is going to be on a Sig 227. I believe I had mentioned in some prior videos that I had this and it was going to be coming up soon, but here it is. I just wanted to do a quick introduction on the project. So this firearm is one that I did acquire secondhand because if you do know SIGs, they made this model for I believe 4 years and then discontinued it. And it is one that was always on my list of want in the collection. It's basically a full size. I think it's slightly smaller than a 226, which I can check that here in a minute, but not as small as like a 228, 229. So it's kind of in between, but it's definitely bigger than the Glock 30 that I was just working on. So I'm going to go through, kind of show you what I got with Firearm and what my plans are. All right, so what you see here is everything that came with the firearm. Like I said, I bought this secondhand. I did buy this from a private seller locally. I found it on one of the local forums. It is a 227 that allegedly has only 200 rounds through it. And I did go, in looking inside it, it all looks pretty much new as far as, looking in the barrel, things like that. There are not a whole lot of signs of heavy wear or anything, so I do believe that. With the firearm came 3 magazines. They're standard SIG magazines. As you can see here, 10 rounders, one here, one already in the firearm, and then one up there. That all was included. There were a couple of spare parts, which it looks like this might have had an upgrade because this is a sear and ejector. I do plan on going through the firearm. I'm going to do a complete disassembly like I've done on prior videos, go through, do some minor polish work, things like that. It came with the original tag from SIG. It came with, all the manuals and everything. So very thorough, well-documented firearm. I'm pretty happy with what I got for the money, especially being that, again, these went out of production a few years ago. And, I kind of didn't know they were stopping production until it was too late, and then realized, oh man, I can't get one of these. So I've been looking for the right deal, and this one popped up, and sure enough, I jumped on it and grabbed it. So what I'm going to do is get the box away and start walking through the firearm. And real quick, before I get into anything, here are some details on what it is. It is a 227 rail model, is the rail on the frame, as you'll see. 45 ACP, nitron finish, SIG lights, and it's a DASA with a manufacture date of December 17th, 2013. So that is just some information on the exact pistol I'm working with. So let me grab the pistol and start walking through the features. All right, real quick, I was mentioning that I was going to do a comparison to 226. And what I have here, this isn't a true 226 per se. This is a SIG pellet gun, but it is made by SIG to be identical to 226, as you can see here. It's actually, a great training gun if you're looking for one. I plink rounds off in my basement with it all the time. So here you can see, frame-wise, height, about the same. The 227 is slightly shorter barrel-wise than the 226. I'd say about 3/4 of an inch looking at it. And then thickness wise, I believe they are about the same. I think the 227 is slightly thicker when you look at it, but it's pretty close. Grabbing the grip of both, this has got a little more meat to it versus the 226, but very similar size wise between the two models. All right, so back to the 227. As I was saying, this firearm has very low signs of wear. I mean, you can see a little bit on the barrel there, a little bit on the slide from rounds being ejected. But, looking at the breech, doesn't look bad at all. Looking at the barrel itself, same thing, minimal damage on the ramp, minimal wear signs on the ramp. So I definitely believe that this was a low-use gun. It has a few spots. I don't think this was ever carried or holstered. I think this was more of just a plinker, more of a just to have in the safe type of firearm, because it doesn't have a whole lot of holster wear or anything on the slide or frame. So that's why I was pretty happy with it, because I really don't intend on carrying this or anything. This is one of those kind of bucket list firearms that's been on my list for a long time, because I love 45 and I love the classic style Sig. As I've said before in other videos, and I'll be showing eventually, I do have 228, 229, M11A1. These hammer fired classic frame Sigs are just solid, great shooters. So that is why I wanted this. I like 45, so I wanted something in 45. As you can see, it does look like it has the slimline trigger, for gloved fingers. I'm thinking that it does have the short reset sear assembly in it for the trigger as well, because when you do rack it and let it go, it is a pretty nice, crisp, short take up on it to fire again. So I believe it has that. But my future plans for the firearm, as I was saying, I am going to do the full disassembly. I'm going to go through all the internals, probably do some minor polish work like I do on everything else, see what all is needed, do a little cleanup, and then get it all back together, get it out to the range, and put some rounds down the pipe. I ultimately would like to probably compare this to the 30, which I just finished up on. Granted, the 30 is a much smaller firearm in comparison. Like, I laid it on top of this, and I think the 30 was about an inch shorter height-wise than this. Everything else I think was fairly similar size-wise. It might have been a little shorter length-wise as well. But anyway, just want to do a quick introduction on this firearm and let you know what's going to be next in the video series. All right, well, that is where I'm going to end this one. Next video is most likely going to be the range visit with the Glock 30, and then I will come back and start working on this project. So if you like what you're seeing, you want to follow along, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit the notification bell. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I do review them. I will reply. I do have a second YouTube channel related to automotive stuff. If that is something that interests you, there is a link in the description of this video. I also have a Rumble channel where I'm posting a lot of my firearms content as well. If you're on Rumble, I'd appreciate it if you'd follow the link in my description and subscribe to my channel. That being said, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.